Hi, today's topic for discussion will be fixed deposits versus debt mutual funds. In the current market situation where there has been a crisis, most people are flocking towards fixed deposits. But for people to understand the reality behind fixed deposits versus a mutual fund, I will take you through a bunch of features and comparisons between the two, and then you can understand which would be more suitable for you. In the current times, the debt mutual funds have been in the news for all the wrong reasons, be it either Franklin or the ILFS default. Right now, we should focus on understanding how it can bring benefit to us rather than the problems that it has faced in the recent past. Let us understand the major differences between a fixed deposit and a mutual fund. So let us take a look at the features now of comparison between the two elements. The first being interest. In fixed deposits, the rate of interest based on the tenure is always fixed. So for example, if there is a 1 year, 2 year or 3 year fixed deposit, the interest rate based on the tenure will also keep increasing. But at the time of maturity, the rate of interest is pretty much guaranteed. Whereas in debt mutual funds, the rate of interest is something that is variable. It is all based on the papers, the underlying holdings, and the papers held by that debt mutual fund. The second option we could consider is dividend. Is there an option for dividend or constant earning from the investment that has been made? In the case of debt mutual funds, yes, there is an option of dividend, so we can have a regular earning out of our investment. Whereas in fixed deposits, there is no option for dividend. It is merely that you put in the lump sum, and at the time of maturity, you redeem the full amount with principal plus interest. This brings us to our third parameter, which is risk. Fixed deposits, since the rate of return and the tenure is fixed, is much safer. But when we look at debt mutual funds, we can also consider that the risk factor is moderate to low. Now, when we come forward to liquidity. Liquidity in terms of debt mutual funds is extremely high. The reason being that there can be an inflow and outflow of funds from a debt mutual fund without having an exit load, whereas in fixed deposits, until the time of maturity, generally people leave the money in the instrument because there is a premature withdrawal penalty. Now, in an investment option as well, we would like to consider which is an inflow. For debt mutual funds, we can make daily investments, monthly investments, or even yearly investments into the same fund. Whereas with fixed deposits, it is a lump sum amount that goes at one time and gets locked in per product. Now, when we take a consideration of early withdrawal in case there is a requirement for funds, in debt mutual funds, we can simply redeem the funds without facing any exit load and simply pay the taxable gains. In the case of fixed deposits, an early or premature withdrawal would cause a penalty to be levied based on the bank you have made the investment with. And secondly, the taxes also would be applicable in this case. Now, to discuss the fact of the taxation on these two products. When it comes to fixed deposits and debt mutual funds, in the short term, since firstly both of these products are considered debt instruments, the short term and long term period in consideration is below and above 3 years. Coming back to taxation, in the short term taxation of both mutual funds as well as debt as fixed deposits, there is a taxation based on your income slab rate. The difference only arises when the investment crosses a 3-year period. Once the investment crosses a 3-year period, then the long-term capital gains treatment of fixed deposits and of mutual funds vary. Fixed deposits will still be taxed at your income slab rate, whereas mutual funds will be taxed at a flat 20%, and you will also be able to make use of the indexation benefit. Indexation benefit basically means the rate at which the inflation is taking place in the economy is added back to your purchase cost. So it in fact inflates your purchase cost as compared to the maturity value. This in turn reduces the amount of taxable capital gain in the situation. In order to give a brief example to make this completely clear, please refer to the table that has been provided. Here, the investment amount in both fixed deposits and debt mutual funds is taken as 1 lakh rupees. In order to create absolute parity, we have taken that the rate of return would be 9% in both cases. Over here, and the holding period would be 3 years. So here we would be withdrawing both of these pursuant to 3 years, which would be considered as a long-term capital gain. So the fund value pursuant to 3 years in the case of fixed deposit and debt mutual fund would be 1,29,503. And over here, if we assume the inflation to be about 7.5%, here the taxable income of fixed deposits would be 29,503, whereas for debt mutual funds, it would be as low as 1,055 rupees. So the post-tax returns in both of these cases would be, for fixed deposits would be 20,652, whereas for debt mutual funds it would be 28,488. When converted into percentage values, this means fixed deposits post-tax would give you a 6.46% return compared to an 8.70% return of debt mutual funds. Therefore, it is not a straightforward decision between debt mutual fund or a fixed deposit. We would have to take into consideration things such as the time horizon of the investment and the risk appetite of the investor in question.